Let's bring in a very busy Chip Patterson to HQ. Chip, certainly appreciate you taking some time, and we're targeting some storylines, some coaches and players here in this segment. Let's start with Tom Izzo, bringing Sparty back to the Sweet 16 for the 15th time, getting past USC, then Marquette. Up next is K-State, which we'll talk about, the Wildcats in just a bit. But how do you best describe Tom Izzo in March?
Someone who coaches a certain way and recruits players who want to play for that coach. You know, he shatters the clipboard and he tells Jamie Erdahl, I'm going to coach him old school. I'm going to do it my way. And then we see the love from Tyson Walker, A.J. Hoggard, the rest of these players that they show back to Tom Izzo because Tom Izzo understands what it takes to be successful in this tournament. Because just making it to the NCAA tournament means that you are a good team. But being able to win games at the margins, that's what these hard scrabble, hard fighting Michigan State Spartans have always done under Izzo's leadership. We always think about it. It's effort on the defensive end and it's rebounding, which is about 50% effort as well. They're going to play hard because they're coached hard. And I think it's really awesome to watch, not necessarily for this first matchup, but if they are to get past Kansas State in the first game, Tom Izzo is one of the best in the history of the NCAA tournament in the second game of the two-game cycle that we get in a weekend. That means on a quick turnaround with a quick scout. He also is still as sharp on the X's and O's. We saw that against Marquette, and if they're able to get past the first one, it's definitely going to be another storyline for us to apply to one of the tournament's most successful coaches of all time. Tom Izzo doing it again, and the manner and the style that they showed in that opening weekend is right to a T what Michigan State basketball is all about.
It's interesting you bring up that aspect of his coaching and that short turnaround, Chip, because I'm paraphrasing after they beat Marquette. Again, my players just win the first game, I'll win the second game. That is the Tom Izzo effect that we see in that short turnaround situation. All right, on the flip side, Jerome Tang bringing K-State to the Sweet 16 in his first season as head coach. And Chip, back in October, the Wildcats picked last in the Big 12. They were the best conference in the country this year. What type of difference has he made to get them to this point?
This is National Coach of the Year type stuff that we are seeing from Jerome Tang at Kansas State. Just so impressive and really a no excuses message to the rest of college basketball, to every single new hire that we have just seen, including Ed Cooley at Georgetown, Rick Pitino at St. John's. In this transfer portal era, if you can go out there and if you can find players that want to play for you, that can match your style, you can flip a roster and you can make it into the second weekend of the NCAA tournament here in year one. Now, we have to, of course, take into consideration that there has been a lot of years of building to this, as he was an assistant on Scott Drew's Baylor staff, a Baylor team and a Baylor program that has been among the most successful in all of college basketball. So his familiarity with the Big 12, his familiarity with the NCAA tournament, these are certainly things that have helped him be able to understand what it takes to win at a high level in March. But still, I think that some of what we hear from him, he talks about crazy faith. He talks about the love and the joy that he wants his team to play with. The buy-in that Jerome Tang has from a Kansas State roster that has been totally flipped, that is the most impressive coaching performance that we have seen in the entire country. So it's interesting because it's no excuses for first-year coaches everywhere, but at the same time, we got to celebrate that it is putting together the roster personnel on paper, but then the intangible stuff as well, putting in that confidence and that joy into the program, all thanks to Jerome Tang.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.